Good evening, chat. Welcome to the show. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. YouTube is saying that the chat isn't running, but OBS says it is, so I'm going to assume that it actually is. Never mind. I refreshed the page. We're good. We're good to go. Media Menace, welcome to the show. You advertise me getting to enjoy my pastime, and I'm bloody early to the party. Well, at least I get a crown. Something, I suppose. I mean, are you singing rap lyric into my beloved chat? What is wrong with you? Anonymous, I'm not late. I'm exactly when I mean to be. Welcome, Hannibal. Who else is in the chat? You know, it used to be that you had like a drop-down menu and you could see all the names. I don't know why they changed that. I can still see like some of the people in the chat, but I think like you gotta be logged into YouTube. Probably like because of the American legislation where they can't sell ads to kids. Anyway, Mike Savage, good to see you again. How was your day, Edo? And of course we have Solid Slur. Anyway, right. We got happenings today. Before we get into them, let's talk about Sargon. Sultan Al-Fahim has brought him up. You know, Sargon used to be called the Iron Sheik during the time of the blood sports, because if you had him on your channel, super chats would fly. Honestly, Sargon should just leave Britain and go to Poland. Didn't like a lot of his employees do that? As I talked on the previous stream, we have Connor. He's now in the United States. There was Callum. He's now in Poland. I don't know what happened to that priest. Like, he used to have a priest. He's collecting priests now like Pokemons. Did you know that? Like, he's promoting Christianity without God. I think it's like what the priests did to him. All of them Catholics. And he had the priest that did the Elon Musk, my heart goes out to you salute. And I think, like, it's not fair to call him excommunicated, because that's not what they do, right? Like, they have a different name. But basically, like, they strip you of rank, so you're not a priest anymore. The Catholics can do that. I don't know what happened to that guy. But, like, that was one of the nice guys, right? Like, there was one of the Catholic priests that I like, because the other ones are, like, way too moralistic. I don't think, like, religion is meant to be promoted via the internet. It just doesn't work that way. Like... See, my mind of religion is like there's a church, and you go there because you want to. And when you go there, that's when the priest gets to moralize you. But, like, if I see some random twat, you know, some random stranger on the internet, like, telling me about my life as if they know me, when I know that if I was stuck in a ditch, they would never give me a super chat, it's like, go fuck yourself. Why would I listen, right? Like, he thinks he knows better than my mama. Like, no one knows better than my mama, especially some twat in Britain. It's like, fix your country first, and then lecture me about morality. And speaking of fixing their country, right? I'm not an asshole. Like I already said, it's the welfare state and the safetyism that's destroying Britain. And unless you address that, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, you can bring Christianity back. You can have, like, all of the changes you want. You know, like, change from liberalism to whatever ideology, you know, postmodern fundamentalism. Doesn't matter. Your way of life won't improve. You need to get rid of safetyism and the welfare state. And so to talk about safetyism, just so you can know how absurd Britain is, you now need to dox yourself if you want to buy a Monster drink. So they passed a law where energy drinks, like sugar energy drinks, cannot be sold for kids under the age of 16. Like, that's fucking insane, right? It's like, what are you doing? And apparently, Keir Starmer came out and said, yeah, well, we're not the nanny state, but, like, under my care, kids will not have these drinks because, like, they need to go to school and study. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, so, like, you're worried that the kids that go to school won't study the LGBTs because they had a Red Bull? Fucking insane, dude. Let me see if I can find the article, because it's, here we go, right? And of course, like, he's getting absolutely torn in the comment section. He basically stated that I won't shy away from decisions to protect kids, even if there are the predictable cries of the nanny state. We're stopping shops from selling high caffeine energy drinks to under 16s so they can turn up to school ready to learn. So like basically the image that's created of me of England, because I don't go there, I don't live there, right? So I read about it from the internet, and it's like this place where children cannot learn in schools because they're buying Red Bull. Like there was such an epidemic of children buying Red Bull that the government had to step in. Defrocking is the term. Britain has less freedom than me at this point. Well, let me show you something else about Britain, right? This one is like, once you see it, it's like, what the hell? Give me 1 second so I can show you the thing. But basically, like, a woman was asked to show ID because she wanted to buy a spoon. Here we go, right? So I still have the article. Like, when I saw that, you see stuff like this, and you gotta wonder, is it actually real, or is it just sarcasm? And here you go, right? Are you old enough to own a spoon? Woman asked for ID when buying teaspoons at Tesco. A shopper was asked for proof of age when she tried to buy a packet of teaspoons. She was forbidden to buy the cutlery unless she showed identification. The operator said that she shouldn't sell the pack of 5 teaspoons as part of the Think 25 scheme, which demands ID from people who look under 25 when buying certain goods. Now, this is from 2009, and at the time it was like so ridiculous that British people were like, okay, this is absurd. Like, what are you guys doing? But now it has been so normalized, so ingrained into the British public that you should actually show ID for almost everything, just in time when Keir Starmer comes up with a plan for a digital ID. Isn't that interesting how everything aligns? And you notice that right-wingers that are political commentators in Britain, and their subscribers and many others, they're agreeing with this. They're thinking this is a good thing, right? Because the way that I've noticed right-wingers and left-wingers in Britain view, right, like the same idea, is that, is a Monster drink bad for a kid? And the answer is yes, okay? Like, there is absolutely no positive aspect in anyone drinking a Monster drink. People drink it because it tastes good, but like, from a health issue, no energy drink is good. Like, you shouldn't drink it, okay? But is it the government's job to micromanage literally every single aspect? Because, like, they will say, oh, so, like, you think the government shouldn't ban drugs. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, should there be some nuance? This is the word that apparently doesn't penetrate the British psyche. Nuance, right? Like, do you not think that certain issues should not be up to the government? Like, for instance, buying sugary drinks. Like, yeah, okay, they're bad. No, I agree. But shouldn't that, like, be discussed in the family? What is the role of the family if the government makes all the decisions? Like, if politicians already decide and micromanage everything that a child should do, are the parents just there, for show? Like, do they have any say in things anymore? Yeah, like, most of the candy market for the kids is bad. There's a lot of things that, see, this is another thing of context that seems to miss completely from a lot of the Anglosphere countries. The new mentality, and this started since 2014, and I don't know why it still stays, but it's the idea that if it's bad, it needs to be abolished. Like, nothing bad should exist in society. And the question is, like, but why though? Like, why can't certain bad things exist? Like, for instance, extreme skateboarding. Extreme skateboarding is bad. There is no upside to it. People get into accidents, people break their spines. But it's fun, right? Candy, as you mentioned, like candy, there is no upside for candy. It's a health issue. But like, shouldn't it exist? Like shouldn't children have the right to go to a candy store even if it's not 100% healthy, right? Rock climbing. Like, I can go on and on. Like, there's a lot of things that are fun. Video games. Like, there's no upside for video games. But should they not exist? right? The way they want to create society is like a monastery, where you have like a very strict schedule. You're told what you are and what you aren't allowed to do. You worship the state constantly, and that's your life, and you have a very healthy, pious life. And like, I'm sorry, but that sounds like hell to me. Like, it's fine for the people that choose to live that way. It's fine for the people that want to become a monk and go to the monastery. But other people want to work and at the same time have some enjoyment for life. This isn't like going into the other extreme where life is only about enjoyment, right? Because, like, again, this is the mindset that I've noticed people like Sargon of Akkad are pushing. That it's like either one extreme or the other. It's like either you're a degenerate and a hedonist and everything in life is for fun, or we build society like a monastery. And it's like, but what about the middle ground? What about the place where people do have like the tradition and the discipline that comes with the monastery, but also are able to have fun and buy a sugary drink for their kids if they feel like it? Sipping is bad because you may get a nightmare. Well, no, it's more like sipping more than 8 hours is bad, right? So like the government should wake everyone up. You're not supposed to sleep more than 8 hours. Ban sugar, especially the luxury goods. Middle class will love that. Well, they're not banning it for the middle class. They're banning it for the kids, right? So the reason they're banning it is not even because they care about kids. The reason they're doing it is because they want to normalize British people showing ID. That's the whole grift, right? So like, you need to show ID when you go online. You need to show ID when you go shopping. And now they want to push for digital ID in order to fight against the refugee boats. And when they do that, people are already normalized. They already think, oh, okay, so what's so bad is showing ID? Okay, fine. Now it's normalized to have a digital ID. What happens when the government flags it? Like, imagine this, right? Let's say you're a persona non grata. Maybe you went to a protest. Maybe it's not even political. Maybe you just went to a football match and got caught up with the crowd when they were chimping out. And now your ID is flagged, okay? You can't use it to go on the internet anymore. Like, it's almost like you're banned from social media. You can't use it to buy stuff anymore, right? It's kind of like the Chinese social credit system. Like, certain privileges are being removed from you because you were naughty. Why would you want Keir Starmer to have this power? Why would you allow Keir Starmer to decide who is naughty and who is nice? It's like, again, there's no pushback against it. That's what shocks me. Like, I listen to Sargon. He's against the concept of digital ID, right? But I'm willing to bet if I ask him about, like, do you think it's okay if children are banned from buying sugary drinks? He will say yes. And I'm like, okay, fine. So when you go shopping, you want to show ID in order to buy your monster drink. It is what it is. There are upsides to video games and extreme sports, but things that are blatantly poisonous without benefits should be removed from the market. Is it though? Like, do you think that there is an upside to extreme skateboarding? Like, can't the kid play soccer instead? Why does he need to play extreme skateboarding? No, there's no upside to it. Rock climbing. Why do you need to rock climb? It's dangerous. Why can't you do it indoors? Like, there are certain areas where, you can go to a gym and it's got rock climbing. I mean, look, everything that's fun is going to be either illegal, harmful, or dangerous, or immoral. Almost everything, right? Very few exceptions of fun don't have these 4 things. And so, like, if you want to create a society that's like a monastery and doesn't have any of these things, and then, like, even with the energy drink, okay, yes, it's harmful. What if you drink it once a month? What if you drink it twice a month, right? Like, you learn regulation. Because when I was a kid, I drank energy drinks as well. I didn't drink myself into a coma. I would have like one monster drink once every 2 weeks. I would go out and with my friends and I would have a monster drink. Why would I, what's the reason not to be allowed? Oh, because other people are imbeciles, right? Because other kids are too dumb and they drank too many monster drinks. Well, you know what? What about natural selection? How about that? Why can't I get a jump start in life just because I'm more smart and clever than all the other dumbasses who don't know how to drink responsibly? I'm not even kidding. Like, it used to be the mentality back in the day of natural selection. Like, if someone is stupid and they're hurting themselves, good. My kid is going to have a head start. I guarantee to you, my kid is not going to drink my energy drinks like they're candy. Let's ban alcohol. What could go wrong? Well, the thing was like a lot of people don't make the difference between it's like banning alcohol and banning cocaine, right? Banning cocaine is easy. Why? Because the coca plant has a specific aspect. You can see it from the sky, right? So like if you have a plantation of coca, like it's very visible. People see it. Meanwhile, banning alcohol is next to impossible. Unless you ban all the fruits and vegetables. Like people can still buy fruits, right? So like it's really easy for people to make alcohol just by buying some food from the grocery. The only way that it works is if like people genuinely believe it. Like the problem that the United States had was that the ban was top down. Like overwhelmingly people didn't agree with it. Meanwhile, if you look at Saudi Arabia, people do want it banned. Like it's a grassroots ban. Like most people in Saudi Arabia, they genuinely want alcohol to be banned. Sargon has become a boomer. I don't eat, drink that, so whatever. Why should OnlyFans make so much money? I can't do that, ban it. Yeah, the thing with Sargon, from what I've noticed, is that he's kind of acting like he's the internet dad. And it's like, I'm sorry, but Daddy Jim is still alive, first of all. Secondly, you know, like, most people already have a father. And thirdly, yeah, like, there's a lot of jealousy that I sense. Because I went on the Arshcast and I talked with him. And, like, legitimately, he was jealous that OnlyFans girls were making money. Now, I will tell you about the OnlyFans girls, because I actually know a little bit. First off, a lot of them lie about their income. So, like, when an OnlyFans girls comes out and she says, oh, I made $1 million or something like that, a lot of them are lying. They're not bringing receipts. Now, you may wonder, why would an OnlyFans girl lie? Well, think about it. Like, what is their business model? It's getting money from simps, right? When I get a super chat, I get like a $5 if I'm lucky, right? $10. Why? I don't have that many viewers. And people know that I don't make that much money. So like $5 is like, okay, it's enough. But if you go to an OnlyFans girls that makes millions and you're a simp and you want her attention, you're going to start donating $100 or $50 at least, right? Like you're ashamed to donate less than that. And that's why they lie about how much they make. First of all. Secondly, the idea that Sargon is shocked, oh, look at these girls, they're making millions of dollars. First of all, not all of them make. Like, most OnlyFans models barely make anything, right? Like, he's talking about the success stories. By this logic, the same criticism applies to him, and in fact, it did exist back in 2018. Like, a lot of people were like, get a real job. You know, like, being a YouTuber is not a thing. Get a real job. Like, it's not fair. You're speaking in the microphone for 20 minutes and you're making like tens of thousands of pounds. Right? Like, literally the same criticism that was applied to him is now applying it to the OnlyFans girls. And, more importantly, the OnlyFans girls are making money. Okay, fine. How much money was a pimp making before OnlyFans? Like, before the internet, you had street prostitution. Like, prostitution is not a new thing. Like, I know that we like to pretend that we live in the worst, most degenerate time imaginable. I don't believe so. I think, like, the prostitution moved from the streets into the bedrooms. But the question is, like, a gangbanger, right? That had an army of bitches. How much money was he making? Because I guarantee he was making quite a pretty pound, right? And so, like, now, just because it moved over and a girl is, like, taking pictures in her bedroom and uploading them in the internet rather than going to a strip club and doing literally the same thing or worse, Sargon is complaining because, like, she's making too much money. He's not complaining because of the degenerate aspect, right? Like, when I spoke with him, like, he's fine with AI shit. He just doesn't like the fact that they're making too much cash. And it's like, that to me doesn't feel like a virtuous thing to say. It feels more like jealousy. Which, okay, fine, you know, I guess. It's just weird. Like, why? You're complaining that some chick is making millions of dollars. It's like, okay, fine. You know, like, are you sure she's making that much? I don't think she's making that much. And secondly, right, instead of being happy that the thing moved away from the streets, because I guarantee to you, there's less strip clubs now. In fact, like, in my country, I can't find any single strip clubs. Like, there used to be everywhere. It's not that I'm interested in them, but, like, when I'm walking from home to work, and when I'm walking in the city, I just don't see them. They used to be everywhere, but like ever since the internet, they just gone, vanished. And like I think that's a good thing, but it is what it is, you know. It's a negative incentive for other women. How many women do you know that actually do OnlyFans? Like, I know the statistics, but like, do you actually know a girl in your life that does OnlyFans? Because I haven't met any. And I kind of like it that it humiliates them. What do I mean by this? I don't know girls in real life that do OnlyFans, but I knew a couple from online. Used to be subscribers of mine. And I want you to imagine the following thing, right? What's the most precious thing for a woman? What's the most valuable thing? Her tits, right? Like her body. Like her body is the most valuable asset that she has. And she considers that a man should work in order to see her naked. Now, imagine that she goes on the internet and she shows that to everyone and no one wants to click. No one is interested, right? Like she goes there. That is the biggest humiliation you can give to a woman. I think like OnlyFans is a humbling manufactorium. Like women just walk in with egos and they end up getting humbled. Very few women actually make it on OnlyFans. It's not about the looks. It's also about like the marketing, how you put the product, if there's a story behind the tits. Many of them don't manage to do it. And the statistics is inflated by a lot of women that try and don't make it, or women that upload cosplay and say for work and stuff. I think it's an overblown exaggeration. The main issue is that before OnlyFans, all of this was all over the internet. Like you had multiple sites, multiple cam girls, and no one talked about it because it was all over the place. And now it's centralized into one website. It's like a containment zone, and it's heavily regulated, and it's got like a lot of rules and stuff. And everyone wants this website to go away. And it's like, okay, it's kind of like Twitch. You know, there's a reason why I don't want Twitch or Blue Sky to go away. It keeps the mental asylum in check. It's everything in one place. If you want the same thing that happened to Tumblr to happen to OnlyFans, like, well, I mean, sure, you know, like I don't have any stocks in OnlyFans. I don't have any vested interest. But I do know that if it ever goes down, like all those ladies are going to go into other communities and they're going to go underground. SRC Maker, what I miss, V. I'm still on that fucking code review Zoom call. Well, make sure that the microphone is off this time. V, I told you before the chat, I lose my job to AI. I'm starting my own OnlyFans. Fuck it, what do I care at this point? To be fair, like now, if you're a guy, you can actually make a pretty buck with OnlyFans if you use AI in order to manipulate some photos. And apparently, like, there are guys that had done that. Like, they created women that aren't real. And it's just like AI generated, and they uploaded it, and people gave money. Just so you know, in my opinion, okay, the ladies that do OnlyFans aren't necessarily the problem. The problem is the people that pay money. Like, I have no respect for any man that goes and donates money to an OnlyFans girl. Seriously, it's like, at the end of the day, you don't live for my respect, so it's fine. But like, as long as that part of the market exists, like, they're the ones pushing the demand, right? So, like, if you want OnlyFans to go away, you have to crack down on the demand, not on the supply. Women should be getting married straight out of high school. There's a lot of cultural insensitive that they don't. Like, if I was to have a daughter, and I would tell my wife that I want her to get married, she'd look at me and tell me that she's filing a divorce. It's like, no, she's going to go to university and become a doctor. The cultural incentive is for women to keep studying. There is no... In fact, like, in the Anglosphere, if a woman marries at the age of 16, it's a massive tragedy. I remember, like, I was in a stream, I think I was with Arch, and I was talking about this, and someone was like, well, V, how would you feel if your 16-year-old got married? And I was like, what would be the problem if my 16-year-old got married? I mean, I would make sure that he has an apartment to move in with his wife, and hopefully I would be able to see my grandchildren while I'm still alive, because I did have my son pretty late in my life, you know? I had him when I was 39 years old, so... but still, right? Like, what would be the problem? But, like, for a lot of people in the Anglosphere, that's shocking. It's like, what do you mean 16-year-old getting married? Yeah. And? What's the problem with getting married at 16? And I don't know. There's a lot of incentive for women not to do that. Blame the liberalism. No, I don't think it's liberalism. It's the politicians. Like the politicians, they're using universities to push their ideologies. Like universities are kind of like state indoctrinational aspects, and it's also like they can use the longer educational periods in order to crack down on the numbers of unemployment. But basically, no, it's not liberalism. Okay, like just guys, let me tell you something. Okay, this is Eastern European wisdom. Please understand it. Ideology in society doesn't mean shit. Okay, like let's be honest. When you were a kid, did your mama come to you and tell you about John Locke? And were you told about the liberal contract? And no, okay. That's not how societies work, okay? Societies do not run on ideologies as if they're math equations. Now, on the internet, it's nice to talk about the ideologies, but in reality, the world works on tradition, culture, personal incentives, the family unit, institutions, realpolitik, and current events. And so if you're wondering, like, why is it that women are incentivized to go to university? This happens after World War II. After World War II, a lot of people start having money. A lot of families become rich. And what they notice is that the universities are producing the elites. And every person wants their daughter or their son to become an elite, right? Like that's the dream of every parent. And so in order for them to get like the high jobs and to ascend the social ladder, they send their children to universities. And then they also push for programs to make sure that everyone can get a university because like they may not be able to afford it, right? So like they wanted the government to pay for it. And what happens is that it creates this culture where everyone has to get educated. It's not because they read John Locke. It's not because, you know, like no, it's the simple fact that they looked at other nations that did it. They like for them it made sense at the time because these aren't people that know economics and they know like what happens if you inflate degrees and all of that. The only thing they know is that I want my kid to be an elite. How do I make my kid to be an elite? By sending him to a university. And the parents of daughters think the same. Like, no parent of a daughter is like, oh, well, I'm going to just have to marry her and get rid of... No, like, he wants her daughter to be able to become an elite as well. Grandpa bought his side of the family out of abject poverty and into the middle class with only one income. And grandma staying at home, permanently adding women to the workforce, reduced men's pay. Yeah, but it's also like an international thing, right? Like... You can't have a neighboring nation that has brought women into the workforce and you're not. You're not going to be able to compete. Like, they're going to outproduce you. The thing with, like, women in the workforce, it wouldn't matter if you didn't get immigration. Like, here's the thing, right? Right now, there's a lot of people that don't have babies. And so we're experiencing a population decline. Right now should be the best time in the world to be a young person. Because like in a normal society, if you don't get immigrants, like what would happen is that the price of housing would go down, right? Like there's a lot of people dying, the house is empty. So now there's like a huge supply of housing. The requirement for young labor would skyrocket. Like wages would go up, right? Old people aren't consuming. You would be the main target. The reason that this isn't happening is because they are bringing in immigrants to depress the wages and depress the economy. But like, if they didn't do that, it wouldn't matter that women are in the workforce. Like, you'd still have high wages and you'd still have high demand because of the declining birth rates. Time has passed, says Paul DeMock, which has been a member for more than 1 year. Thank you for that. Who pays for OnlyFans? Like, come on, just go sailing. I mean, no one better to do that to my OnlyFans if I'm really forced to start one. But until then, I just go sailing. I've no idea. Believe it or not, I have never opened OnlyFans' main website. Not once. Like, I genuinely don't know how the website is. The only thing I know about OnlyFans is what other people talk about it. and from the news articles that pop up every now and then. Can I bribe you to be an honorary Romanian? I don't know if I have the right to give honorary Romanianship to someone. But I could try to put in a good word if you bribe me. It will have to be expensive though, right? Because otherwise it's a symbolic bribe. The best way to make sure your daughter becomes an elite is to make sure she doesn't get fat. The best way to make sure that your daughter becomes an elite, I think, is to send her to dancing lessons. Stuff like ballet. It teaches discipline. It also shapes the body. Makes her attractive enough, right? So that Chad is going to look into her. And it's also to like constantly have conversations when she's a kid about, make her want to be a mother, basically. Like be nice to her, like don't be stern. She's a daughter, not a son. So like you need to be nice to her. You need to win her friendship, and you need to make her think that your best desire in life is to have a grandson. Like this is like your utmost biggest dream. This is the thing that you want the most. And yeah, I believe like this is the secret, right? A lot of parents, especially like Sargon, keeps talking about discipline and being stern, which is good if you're a father for a son. But for a daughter, you need to start trying to find a way to build a friendship, right? Like, make her actually feel bad for disappointing you. Be kind, be gentle, understanding, but not a pushover. And I think if you can pull that, and also if you manage to get her swimming, dancing lessons, stuff like that, yeah, I think you're setting her up in life to do good. "10 years ago, a home was 40,000, says AJJ. What I'm at now is going for $500,000 USD. Well, AJJ, you know what you could have done? 10 years ago, you take a bank loan, you buy a house for 40K, right? You don't even have to wait that long. And now if it's $500,000, well, you can sell it, pay your debt, and buy a new house. That's called short selling the currency. I bet you didn't think about that. Wages don't make sense anymore, says Sultan. Anymore, the pay and the hours. A lot of Zoomers are actually complaining about that, and they're shocking the Boomers. Because, like, Zoomers don't want to put up with it. And they're like, no, if it's paying that less, I'm not working. Now, normally, that should actually increase the wages. But what the Boomers are doing is they're bringing in more immigrants. It's like, oh, you don't want to work? That's fine. I'll bring 20 more immigrants, and they will work. Because, out of the 20, if 5 work, there you fucking go. You fix the problem, right? That's like invest into Amazon stocks if you're in 2002. I think it's a little bit more obvious than that. Like, I got a house with a mortgage, and now the price of the house doubled. So, no, like if you were following the news and you knew what's up, it's easy to do it. Everyone knew after COVID that there's going to be an inflation. And everyone knew that when the housing market crashed, the prices will get higher for homes. And everyone that was looking at the refugee crisis, right, especially in Europe, and they were saying that they're coming with the dinghies and they're not stopping, everyone knew that, okay, if I buy houses, I'll be able to flip them really expensive in the future. Because, like, those people had to live somewhere, right? So, if you follow the news and you kind of understand, like, from A comes B, you can't complain. I'm very annoyed because my mom is considering selling her 9-bedroom house. Jesus fucking Christ, 9-bedroom? Chat, I have never seen a 9-bedroom house in my entire life. Like, why would you buy? How do you clean something like that? 9 bedrooms, holy shit. Is that a fake chat? No, I don't believe it. Hold on, let me see. Like, how big is that? That's a manor, isn't it? Yeah, it's a fucking manor. Dude, why aren't you giving him more super chats? Like if your mom is loaded like that. Yeah, when you're a kid and a teenager and even a young adult, you're thinking, wow, it's such a good thing to have something like this, right? Like, it looks great, it's nice. But then when you grow up, you realize, oh shit, like, how do you clean this? Like, I have a house with 3 bedrooms. Cleaning it is taking me like an entire day with me and my wife. Like, it's very exhausting. Especially if you want to do it right, if you do it properly. It was 3 bedrooms. The previous owner put a huge extension on it. Jesus. The worst thing is though, when winter is coming and you need to actually heat it up, like it's so expensive. Do not underestimate the cost and risk of owning a residence. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. You know, like no one expected that the government will tax you, like will increase the taxes on property. Yeah, a property tax is kind of like you're renting it from the government, isn't it? I think like Florida has just announced, like DeSantis just announced he wants to get rid of the property tax. That's fucking wild. That's why you hire a cleaning lady. I don't think one cleaning lady can fix a 9-room apartment. Unless she like has to clean it in 2 or 3 different days. But like, let's be honest, a cleaning lady, no. Like, you need an army of cleaning ladies. At that point, you'd probably need a butler. I got 4 bedrooms, but to be honest, says SRC Baker, once my divorce is finalized, I thought you're not getting a divorce. I think I just want a small 2-bedroom house. Yeah, most adults, most sane adults come to the conclusion that, like no matter how much space you, like if you buy a 300 meters house, it's a 300 meters price of loneliness, right? Like 300 meters in a big house is still 300 meters of loneliness. And so like the best thing to do is to buy something small and cozy. Just a small cozy house, you don't need more than that. If you're single, a 2-room apartment is enough. If you're married, 3 or 4 rooms, more than enough. Anything more than that, and you get to Hassan Piker sci-fi level. You never want to reach that. You never want to be the Hassan Piker with... How much does he have? Like, I think he's got like an entire manor. Oh, by the way, if you're asking me what Hassan Piker he is doing, he was yet again committing criminal activities on his streams. Apparently, he was doxing political commentators that he doesn't like, and he was doxing them live, which apparently is illegal, but who cares, right? I mean, he's Hassan Piker. He's the Sheik. Sheik does what he wants. Clean up your own house, bigot. Yeah, no, like, I understand that. Yeah, like, you're supposed to clean up your own house if you have, like, 2 rooms, 3 rooms. Okay, 4 rooms, you can clean up your own house. After 4 rooms, by the time you finish cleaning it, it gets dirty again. So, no, like, you can't do that. You can't clean by yourself a house with 9 rooms. I want 9 bedrooms so I can have 3 generations living under one roof. That's a collective society mindset, which is interesting. It's not bad. It's just different. I personally wouldn't be able to do it. Like, imagine living with 3 generations, right? And you want to bring a girlfriend over to fuck, and your grandma lives there, your mom lives there, your uncle lives there, and you have to get her to your room. It's like, no, absolutely not. Urza Victus is complaining about the taxation. Holy shit, living on that house forever. Yeah, like, this is the difference between collectivist and individualist societies, right? A lot of people don't understand, like, what does individualism mean? It's like, well, a collective is made out of individuals. No, listen. When you're 18, do your parents kick you out and expect you to fend for yourself, right? Like, get a job, get married, call me later. If that's the case, you live in an individualist society. If your parents, on the other hand, view it as shameful, as abandoning the family, if you actually go into another house, right, and you live by yourself, that's a collectivist mindset. Societies have been collectivist and individualist with time. So, like, for instance, in America, like, you did have, like, those farmhouses where many generations lived. Now it's more individualistic in nature. Now it's expected that when you're 18, you leave your parents' house. Like, it's actually shameful to still stay with your parents. Could it be used as a fraternity house? That's actually a good, interesting point. Like, you could use it as a fraternity house. Anyway, right? Let's talk a little bit about Britain arresting comedians, which is apparently their national sport. Uh, I think like what's his name? The guy with broken teeth. Although saying that to a British person doesn't really narrow it down. Nigel Farage. Yes, Nigel Farage said it. How much longer can we endure until we become like North Korea? And you know, like if you're arresting comedians and stuff, like it's a good question. Like at what point can you say, uh, it's like North Korea? Like obviously, you know, like they're not having internment camps yet, and obviously they're not at the level where they lock the borders. But culturally speaking, like the mentality, right? Like the idea that the government always listens to you, at any point you can be arrested, you know, well, how bad does it need to be until people say, okay, well, this is not really a democracy? Like in a democracy, people are supposed to be able to talk with each other in order to decide how to elect representatives, and then the representatives to follow the interest of the people. So yeah, like a lot of people are making the mistake in believing that democracy means freedom, and it generally doesn't, especially not after we see this. So this is a British comedian which was arrested, and this is allegedly what the police told him. Right? It's from The Sun. I'm watching it from Twitter. Let's listen to the arrest.
It is alleged that on the 19th of April 2025, you published a post on X that was deemed to be intended to stir up hatred, incite violence on the grounds of sexual orientation. What was the post? I'll tell you.
So the reason they don't tell him, like this is a KGB tactic of not being told of what you're charged with. The reason they don't do that is because if you have like another post that they don't know about it, you can accidentally talk to them and you can say, oh, so it's that post that you're arresting me for. And they go like, no, it's not that. It's another one. But since you mentioned that one, tell us more about it, right? So like this is a tactic that in most civilized countries, the police is forbidden from doing. Like they have to tell you what they're charging you with. Like you got the right to remain silent. They tell you what you're being charged with. And then you have the right to call a lawyer and you can tell your lawyer they're charging me with blah. This is not what they're doing here.
You sure? Comedy writer. Are you idiot? You're under arrest. I'm under arrest. You know what this country looks like.
And he probably knows because J.D. Vance was there. But more importantly, didn't Keir Starmer tell Trump, it's like, oh, we have like a vibrant, robust free speech culture here? No, they don't.
No, that's right, America. No, just put me under arrest. Everywhere you're gonna bring up. I need to I'm gonna sue you into the ground. I'm going to sue you into the ground.
The thing is, like, he won't win. They're not abusing the law. They're following the law. This is the law of the land. Like, this is how British people live. Right? Like, for an American, it's not even for an American. For a British person moving to America and living in America, this feels utterly insane. Like, you're a comedian. You're going to Britain and they arrest you at the airport. They won't tell you what exactly you're charged. I mean, they do tell you what you're charged for, but they don't give you the details. And after that, they're arresting you, right? Like, for most Americans, it's like, what the hell is going on? And the thing is, like, I'm willing to bet if you told your grandma, if you're in Britain and you told your grandma that this is going to happen in the future, she would have been flabbergasted as well. I think he was a citizen of Ireland. Yeah, does it really matter? It's not like Ireland is that much different, right? Like, didn't they have like an anime guy being arrested there? Greetings, V. How was your day? It was actually pretty good. I'm a little bit hungry, you know. After the stream, I'm going to eat. I'm not going to do a Hassan Piker and leave the chair empty, so I'm going to keep entertaining you until the stream ends. Yeah, I mean, you have Scotland, where they arrested the Nazi dog paddle man bad, right? They arrested Count Dankula in Scotland. You have Ireland, which arrests people for going to anime conventions. Oh no, they had dangerous images. All right, and then you have England, and it's like, does it really matter? Like, oh, it's not England, it's Ireland. At this point, the only thing they need is a black Volga to be authentic. The posts weren't even made when he was in the UK. Yeah, it doesn't matter. A lot of people in America are laughing and they're like, oh, well, what is the British police going to do to me? Are they going to arrest me? The answer is yes, if you travel to the UK. And I keep saying this to people, like, when you travel to the UK, you need to put your mindset that you're traveling to North Korea. Like, if your mindset is anything else but that, you know, that you're traveling to the Soviet Union or to China and they really hate you, then you're in the wrong mindset. Like, you're literally in danger. You know, you too could be arrested. Buy a new smartphone just to make sure that you don't have any speech of hate on it. Log off from all of your social media contacts. Make sure that you don't have any sharp objects in your backpack. You know, no keychains, no Zelda swords, none of that. And you go there as if you're under surveillance constantly, all the time. In fact, they tell you you're under surveillance. Like, every time I was in London, I was constantly being reminded, by the way, this place is being supervised by CCTV, right? So they're working with you. Like, they're trying to help you get into the knowledge that, yes, you're in a surveillance state. Everything you do in Britain, you should be extremely careful. My trick is to be as insignificant as possible. Exactly. That's the good mindset. But make sure that you don't have any of your social media contacts open, that you don't have any phone with you. You don't have any anime gear and paraphernalia. Furries are fine though. Like so far, furries seem to be like a British culture. Like, they have a very vibrant and robust furry community over there. Furries are happy. Like, this year they're being left alone, right? So like, if you're into furries, that's fine. As long as you're in Britain, right? It's fine. Yeah, seriously, like, I'm thinking about it. The last 3 years, people that are into anime have been extremely oppressed. Usually the furries were on the receiving end. But the internet completely forgot about their existence. And so, they're probably laughing right now. Like, furry chads keep winning. SRC Maker actually said that she doesn't want to go to England. Ireland is nowhere near as bad as the UK, but we're catching up fast. Yeah, I saw like Ireland is doing some pushback against a lot of the globalist nonsense, but you guys wanted to pass like a hate speech law for the internet, which was just as bad, if not worse, than Ofcom. I don't know if that law passed or not, but like, I don't think you guys are safe. You know, I don't think you guys are okay yet. I wear a burqa and do what I want. I'm actually curious though, like if you're a man wearing a burqa in England, like would Muslims people pick on you? Like would they be upset? Would they say it's disrespectful? That's why when I travel, I'm getting a burner phone and only putting 13K of my own dick pics on it. No, like there are cases where people were like they don't harass you or anything, but like they can if you get flagged, like you're a political commentator or stuff, like what was their name? Britty Petnibone and Molyneux, right? They went to the UK and they then demanded their phones and they wanted passwords and stuff. And if they find like any jokes, any stuff that they consider racist or problematic, you're in big trouble. And so like why would you position yourself into that? Like according to the UK law, if they want, they have like this terrorist act. I don't know exactly what they call it, but they can hit you with that. And what that means is that at the airport, they can put you in a back room. You don't get any lawyers. And you have to give them your phone passwords. You have to give them everything they ask. They did that to Callum from the Lotus Eaters because he traveled to Afghanistan. Like he's a vlogger. He travels around. Traveled to Afghanistan and traveled to Russia. And when he came back in England, they hit them with the terrorist act. And they basically got him into a back room and they were like, we want to see what's on your phone. And he's like, well, you can't because it's passworded. And they're like, no, you have to tell us because otherwise we're going to call you a terrorist. And he had to comply. And then then they took his phones away. And now he's in Poland. So, Yeah, you need to be sure it's like that the nation you're traveling to is not a mental asylum. SRC Baker, bro, I'm done with most of Western Europe. Definitely done with the UK. If you add up all my business trips there, I probably lived in the country for 6 months of my life. Yeah, it is very sad. It is very sad what's happening to Western Europe. I wonder if it's going to stabilize. I mean, it should stabilize in my lifetime, though, right? When I was a kid, like, the biggest dream was to visit Walt Disney. And even today, like, there are nice places to visit in London. Like, for instance, the aquarium, the zoo. In generally, like, London is a safe place if you're in the tourist area. But my God, if you actually have to live there, holy shit. The commercials on the live stream are getting out of control. Is this why people are leaving the live stream? Because because of the commercials? Like, I don't see them. Okay. I'll make sure that I can reduce the frequency of them. Oh. I'll try to disable them next stream. There was a time when before every video, I would tell people, it's like, look, YouTube is placing like a lot of commercials on the video, and I'm trying my best in order to remove most of them. And someone told me, V, don't bother, we have ad block. And after that, I'm like, okay, fuck it. But yeah, if you got a lot of commercials, I'm going to make sure that next stream it's going to be more smooth. Anyway, no, I don't make that much money from live stream commercials. It's more like the super chats that I'm getting, right? Like the super chats are fine, but I don't make money from the commercials are just there because they use the algorithm to pump up the stream. Like Harsh told me, if you let commercials, that gets more visibility. I don't think that's the case though. So yeah, from next stream I'll cut down the commercial just because you guys asked. Anyway, right, I'll end it here because I'm starving and my wife just came home. Sorry if it was a little bit more boring stream, but not that many interesting news happened yesterday. So, yeah, thank you, Paul Destroyer, for being here. Green Arrow 25. Edo. Do a quartering, add all the ads. No. Blue Tiger. Buba Kahuna. And everyone else that joined. And thank you for the super chats. And I'm going to see you tomorrow. Take care.